Over 70% of early stage founders quit because they get frustrated after not being able to grab a clear scope of what they are building, and this extends their build process over and over again, and even gets more complex that they end up not being able to follow through. And this problem sounds so simple right now until you're actually in that shoe. So if you're an early stage founder, you should actually pay attention to what I'm about to say in the next 3-4 minutes. That being said, before I go on to share with you how you can solve this problem, my name is Bright Mark and I've been a product designer for over 5 years, and I've helped several businesses design and build their products. And in the last 6 months, I've been building SaaS products with AI. And now I've decided to help early stage founders build and launch their MVP in as little as 14 days. So by the end of the video, you have a clear written scope for your MVP that you could hand to a developer or even build yourself and get exactly what you want or what is right for you. Without further ado, let's get into it. So this document is the plug and play project scoping template that I've been using for most of the products that I have been building, and it's divided into 4 simple steps, and the 4th step is one of the most important, so stay around. First thing you want to do is define your users, right? Remember, you're not building for a market, you're building for one person. And when you say small business owners, that's not one person, that's like over 30 million businesses or people in the UK alone. How do you take care of them? I mean, come on. So instead, you want to say, okay, a boutique owner, a gym coach, a dropshipper, because even all these 3 guys are, yes, they might be small business owners, but they have different needs. Do you understand? And when you get to use this word, small business owners, you've lost clarity already. And a real life example is a designer on Reddit who built tools for freelancers with zero traction. But after narrowing down to freelance UX designers with too many Figma drafts, he was able to hit his first 50 paying users in 3 months. That just shows that when you're specific, it converts. Then you also want to picture the person you're building for in your head, visualize their workspace, try to see if you can actually even describe their problem in your own words, and if you'll be able to recognize them if you see their post. But if you can't do any of this, then you need to go narrow, because it means you're trying to solve problem for everybody, right? And to get your real users, you want to look at Reddit, look up LinkedIn, look up on X, then interview people, random people, and try to ask them how they are currently solving a similar problem, and when last they tried solving the problem, and how much will you pay if you were to solve it for them. And another example of broad idea that needs to come down is, look at this, creators who want better analytics. This is very broad because there are different kind of creators: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, LinkedIn, name it. But when you come down to YouTube creators under 10k sub, that's you being very specific. Who wants to know which of their thumbnails is driving higher watch time? Now, which of these will actually get people faster? I mean, it's this. So the next is, you want to define the one thing. I don't want to go too deep into this because it's very simple and I don't want the video to get too long. But of course, your MVP should do one thing for one person, not multiple things, one thing. And you want to be very strict with it because you have to. And you also want to confirm if there are features that would not contribute to your actual users completing the task you're building the product for. If they are products like that, then they should not be in your phase 1, they should be in phase 2. You want to make sure your first shipment, your first product you're shipping to production or you're building is clear and it's focused. A life example is a product manager on LinkedIn sharing an MVP for a contract to, it has template editor, it has dashboard, client tracking, one-click PDF. But after testing, you figure that, it's just a one-click PDF that users cared about. You have to cut out the rest and you get, so that's just how it works. The next is, we're going to map the core flow, right? Keep it under 5 steps, like the user journey. Where do they start? What do they do? What success looks like? It should feel describable step by step, as if you're watching a screen recording for their first use. Now, what does this mean? You want to be able to see how they go from opening the app to completing the task, and it should not be more than 5 steps because they don't have time. You want to reduce the onboarding should be short, the first click should be short. Keep it as simple as possible. They should be able to complete the task in less than 5 steps. You get. Then of course you want to I mean, each step should be visible and testable, no vague setup. Because if you're not careful with these things, you could actually lose your users right after sign up. I mean, you've suffered a lot by bringing them into your wait list and they just drop just like that. It's going to be difficult to even get them to trust you again because, I mean, you're wasting their time. So, this is a life example, of course. So the user lands and signs in on Google. Click create invoice, add client name and amount. Click send, and email or to send. Then success, voila, 5 steps, simple. Keep it simple. All right. Then finally, you want to write the definition of done, right? So if you can't define done, you never finish. You just keep tweaking. So what does shipped mean for this version? What must exist for users to get value? You also want to run the 2 sentence test. What I mean is you to explain your product, what it does, in what it should be able to do when it is live, right? In 2 sentences. Then also you still understand what out of scope means. You should also put it in the document. Sometimes if it's not something you're seeing right away, your subconscious make you believe that you need to put it in the starting. So put it in the document so you see where it is categorized and that help you stay disciplined. So by the end of all of this, you have one clear defined person, a problem worth solving, one thing MVP does exceptionally well, and one flow that delivers value fast, and a definition of done that your team agrees on. So for you to be able to generate the scope for this your project based off what I've explained, you need to use this prompt. And the way to use it is simple. I'm sure by now you already understand what you're building. So, but if you understand but you don't have like a clear picture of it, you can just copy and go to say chat gpt and just drop it here. First you could say, just to give like a short context to what you're building. I am building an app that reminds nursing mothers to feed their kids. I reminds busy nursing mothers to feed their kids or their baby. Right then, say my real user is a nursing mother. You see how I'm feeling it, right? And their job title or role is they are a just a designer who's so you can see I've filled this and I asked the AI to fill some part of me. You can see I am building an app that reminds busy nursing mothers to feed their babies. And I mean, you can read this up, right, to get the context. So, of course, at the bottom, I say, as a senior project manager and owner, use the to write a comprehensive 2 page document about my product to help guide my. So now, ask to fill up meaning spaces based on the best industry practice. So what gives us every single thing we need. So you can just do then copy it and maybe see if there are areas that you need to correct and whatnot. You can see the core features MVP only. Now, yeah, this is basically all you need. This is all you need. So I hope this is helpful and it actually forces you to stay disciplined while building so you don't keep adding and adding and adding. Just copy this and put it in your Google Doc and it becomes the single source of truth for every engineer or builder on the project. Also, if you want access to this document, I've added a link to the PDF document below in the description. Just go there, you find the link. And of course, if you have any question not answered in this video, just reach out to me either on LinkedIn or on Twitter and ask a question. I'll be very happy to help. Cheers.